Hello everybody, my name's Daniel Richardson, and I'm the WCPW review guy. And what? No. Outfloss. Yeah. It smells good. Thank you, appreciate that. And yes, this is the WCPW True Legacy review. Watched it last night. It was fucking awesome. Telling you guys right now, don't wait for the second half next week. Get on What Culture Extra right now. Check it out. It was incredible. It was incredible. Now, I will be honest with you. I had some buffering issues last night because I'm sure a ton of people was watching it at the same time, which is probably what caused it. So that was the only downfall. Like, if I have to give any kind of complaint at all on the event overall, it was the buffering thing. But it's alright because the action was so awesome that I was willing to just kind of see through that shit. So last night commentating, we had a Jim Cornette return. And it was him and Dave Bradshaw this time. Initially, which is unfair, because in all honesty, like I always kind of praise Alex Shane, and I always kind of leave out Dave Bradshaw. That's unfair because you get they make a great team. That's the thing. So whenever I'm blowing Alex Shane, don't think that I'm just kind of shoving Bradshaw to the side. No, because Alex Shane's great because of Dave Bradshaw. But when I first heard that who was doing commentary, I was like, oh no, where's Alex Shane? But I was like, that's not fair because, Dave Bradshaw, he wasn't part of the Refuse to Lose broadcast. I'm glad that, he got to do this one. And you know what? Cornette did a lot better this time. And I'm not saying he did bad last time, but it felt like a weird fit, him and Jim Ross both. But this time around, I don't know, Cornette seemed more into it, if I'm being fair saying that. So, yeah, commentary was really good. I wouldn't mind seeing a three-man team with Cornette, Bradshaw, and Shane. I think that'd be really cool. But either way, that was our commentary team. They did a fine job. And then we were from Manchester. Dude, the arena was huge. I loved it. Like, this is what's great about being, especially like, one of the original WCPW fans, because we get to see them, and just like Damo will say later on, I'll get to that in a second, but you got to see it, from like these tiny little, the warehouse, if you will, the tiny little crowds, and now, I mean, over 100 people last night. That is fucking incredible. So, yeah, very proud, very happy for the entire, not just the, roster, but, the What Culture crew as well. It was just a good feeling. It really was. So, all right. So let's get into True Legacy. Now we see before the event starts off, El Ligero pulls up. Just seeing him driving a mask is hilarious to me because, like, as a kid, like you would watch, I watch wrestling. You would see people with face paint and mask, and I just assumed that was like their everyday thing. Like when Demolition wakes up in the morning, they apply face paint and then they go on about their day. And they go to the grocery store and, they pay their taxes and everything else before the big event. So it was just fun. Like I'm watching, I'm just like, hey, they do that. Look at Ligero. He's just driving around with a mask. No problem. Probably gets a lot of weird looks when he goes to the bank. They're like, is this guy going to rob it? No, okay, he's just making a withdrawal. All right. He's wearing a mask. People in masks rob banks. Anyway, so but El Ligero shows up and Bachiti cuts him off right there, and announces that, hey, guess what? You're pulling double duty tonight. So in addition to his internet title defense against Pete Dunne, he's going to put him in the Adam Pacitti tag title tournament. But he is not going to be teaming with El Desperado. No, that's off the table. Didn't mention who his partner was going to be or who his opponents are going to be, but he just, Pacitti, he's manic right now, so he's all excited, and that was into that. And just a little funny moment because whenever Pacitti leaves, Ligero just kind of puts his head down and clicks his thing, and that was that. Alright, so the opening bout. We have an Adam Pacitti quarterfinal tag title tournament match, and it was Mustache Mountain versus Moss and Slater. Now, we just tell you right now, from top to bottom, not a bad match. To me, this was an improvement over their pay-per-view Refuse to Lose. Like, seriously, not a bad match. Not even a mediocre match. I thought every match on here was great. So, best match was really hard to come up with. And then, I'm not even going to say least favorite match. I'm just going to say my 9th ranked match. That's another thing. We had 9 matches, which is insane. But, so that's how I'm going to, differentiate here. And I was really shocked. The opening bout is my match of the night. I love this match. And it started off, like I said, just a regular tag match, standard. But as the match went on, I found myself lost in what I was watching. I made my predictions, a couple days ago, And I was, as wrestling fans, we know, like, whenever a big pay-per-view comes up or whatever, we're smarky little fucks, and we're like, hey, we know what's going to happen. And this is the first time where even though my prediction was right, I threw it out the window midway through because I was like, dude, I don't know where this is going. This match is so great and competitive. It can go either way. And boom, it was perfect. Like, literally, the match went back and forth. So many, close falls, sorry. And I was just like, I didn't know who was going to win. And that's a great thing when you're a wrestling fan, because that's what it's all about. Like, you want to be surprised, you want to be entertained. Because when you're a kid, you didn't know what was going to happen. You were just like, I'm watching it. This is great. And it took me back to that. I was honest when I was watching this match. I had no idea which way it was going to go. Yeah, just damn good stuff right there. Loved every minute of it. And then, Moss and Slater move on, so they're going to be facing Prospect in the semifinals. So, oh yeah. And then we get Joe Hendry coming to the arena. He's walking in there and just says a few words. He's pumped for his match. I'm gonna gloss over most of the promo stuff because it was just standard. I'm winning tonight, so Up next, we got the internet title match: Pete Dunne versus El Ligero. Another excellent match. Like, seriously, I cannot find a flaw with this thing. Fast paced, good stuff. Dude, Pete Dunne looks great. Pete Dunne looks great. And the whole time I'm watching, it was almost like you ever watched Night of the Living Dead, the original 1968 movie, and your main character goes through all this horrible shit, like zombies attacking him or like that, and he gets to the end of the movie. And I'm gonna spoil Night of the Living Dead if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, shit, it's been out since 1968, so. But anyways, he gets to the end of the movie. He survives the night, and then when he goes upstairs from the basement where he was safe, he stumbles, and then the humans shoot him, thinking that he could be a zombie. It's a down ending for sure. But the thing is, the movie's great. It's like one of my favorite movies. But when I get to the end every time, it's a bittersweet. You're just like, oh, just say something. You can survive, and he gets shot every time. And I felt that way watching this match because I knew Pete Dunne was not going to win. I knew it, but didn't care. Still a damn good match. And then Ligero wins. Ligero wins. And then after the match, Travis Banks runs out there. You'll remember he was the one that got defeated in that triple threat match for the internet title. Comes out, assaults El Ligero, then becomes a 2-on-1. And we find out that, guess what? They talked to Parmesan, and yeah, they have formed a new tag team. They're the Strong Style Collective, and they are in fact part of this team. And they said, you know what? Bring out your partner, whoever your partner is, and they continue to beat him down. And the match is about to start, and then Alberto El Patron runs out there. And there you have it. Next match starts. Dude, El Ligero just fought a match. Going right back into the next one. And not just him, Pete Dunne too, like literally. And so we got our next Adam Pacitti Tag Title Tournament quarterfinal match. It's the Strong Style Collective, which is Travis Banks and Pete Dunne, new tag team, which I'm really excited about. This is how I'm going to get behind Travis Banks. I literally could not get behind Travis Banks at all for months, and now I can get behind him because he's with my boy Pete Dunne. And they go up against El Ligero and Alberto El Patron. Another solid fucking hot match. Like, it was just great. Loved every minute of it. And it happened. It's almost as if they watched my channel and said, we gotta give this fat fucking American his wish, and we're gonna get Pete Dunne a win. Boom! Pete Dunne wins! Oh, so happy! Oh my god, dude! And I didn't even know what his finisher was. Like, for months he's been trying to do the pump handle slam. I assumed it was gonna be a regular drop, or he's doing, dude, he like flips him up and brings him back and shit. It was great. Pete Dunne wins. I dropped my microphone. I'm about out of breath because I'm out of shape and shit. Sorry, you probably didn't hear any of that. My microphone's back. We're back. Alright. No, Pete Dunne wins. Incredible. A great win for the Strong Style Collective. And they move on in the tournament. Yes! Oh, happy as shit. Not gonna lie. Happy as shit right now. So yeah, that was that match right there. Super awesome. Moving on. Backstage, we got Prospect. And we find out who their fourth member is going to be in the elimination match. It's Primate, no shock there. And of course, he's led by on a leash, more like a belt. It was like they couldn't find a leash, and I'm like, well, shit, just grab that dude's Hot Topic belt and wrap it around his neck, and we'll use that. But anyways, yeah, he, on a leash, led by James R. Kennedy. So it leads us to our next match, elimination tag match. Prospect and Primate. Of course, they got James R. Kennedy in their corner, going up against El Desperado, a Meaning Kid, and Rampage. And we find out later during the commentary that this was, like, Rampage's team was pretty much just chosen by Pacitti, which, if we're going kayfabe, would kind of make sense. Not necessarily that, I mean, it's kind of weird that we're kind of like doing this whole, like, well, Pachitti's trying to punish or stack the deck against Rampage, because I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Doesn't seem like he'd matter too much. I mean, they definitely had their outs when Rampage was Blampier's guy, but they've been separated. And it was Rampage that, you know, drove Damo out and, you know, all that other stuff. So, or not Damo, that was Patron. Drove Blampier out. So it seemed kind of weird. I kept kind of going to that, like, they're stacking against, or the deck against Rampage. To me, it felt more like Rampage just didn't care. Like, he's like, I'll fight all 4 of them by myself. And he's like, no, you can't do that. Let me find some people for you. And so that makes more sense to me. I'm staying with the kayfabe thing, so that's why it happened. So we get the match. El Desperado does not want to participate at all. Like, literally just refuses to tag in. He just causing problems. Prince of Mean, like, gets in there and just starts running his mouth, and Rampage just big boots his ass, puts him down, he gets eliminated. So that was the end of Prince of Mean. First one on. And then, yeah, I think Gabriel Kidd goes next, I believe. Because once again, there's a lot of bickering between El Desperado and his teammates, Rampage and Gabriel Kidd. Kidd's gone next. El Desperado gets rid of Gracie or Drake, one of the two. But then, yeah, I'm blanking on eliminations, guys. It was a long event last night. It was not, basically we're coming down to Rampage against Archer and Gracie. He takes them both out. Then of course it comes down to him and Primate. And final 2 guys, and they go right at it, is tearing each other. You know, Rampage hits a powerbomb. However, Primate gets up, ends up spearing him, and then puts him in the rear naked choke. Primate wins. Primate wins, which was awesome, because Primate definitely needed this win. And it seems weird, because I think Rampage kind of needed it too, because like his only victory in the past little bit was like against Adam Blampier. But I still feel like I want Primate to get this one, and I'm glad he got it. So that's awesome right there. So then up next we get Joseph Connors backstage. He does a little promo. And then of course we get the title match, which at first I was really disappointed. I really was, because I truly think this should have been the last match. However, when the last match came on, we all know, you know, Rhodes and Angle. It definitely had more of a big fight feel to it. Now we can blame WCPW a little bit for that one, because they definitely should have hyped this one up maybe a little bit more, maybe to give it that epic feel. But either way, this is our match, and I believe this is going to be the cutoff point. Like, after this match, they'll cut it off, and that'll be the end of it right there. They'll, you know, that'll be the first half, and the second half will be after this. So anyways, world title match on the line. It's Joe Hendry against Joseph Connors. Solid fucking match. Like, I knew it would be. You know what about Connors' match? Connors can go fast pace with everybody, but dude, whenever he's in there, he likes to slow it down. Like, he likes to bring that pace down to a halt. Like, I love that. Like, that's psychology right there. It's great. You know, you get a lot of, you know, young guys in there, fast pace. It's all just like, you know, it's a big spot. He literally methodically brings it down. I love it. He brings it down to his pace, and it's great. Match is solid as shit. Then the ending gets a little convoluted there in the ending, because it's like, you know what they're going for. Like, clearly, the belt gets brought in, and then of course, you know, the referee gets hit first, and then it's like Hendry clearly can see that the belt's there, and that Connors will probably go for it, but Hendry's like, oh, I'll go check on the referee. It's like, wait, what? And then sure enough, he turns around, gets blasted in the head at the fucking belt. Connors picks up the tainted victory, which, you know, I'm glad happened, because once again, I think this feud can keep going. And I definitely want to see, and don't get me wrong, I do want to see Hendry get the title at some point. I think let's let Connors have it for a little bit right now. Because, and someone mentioned this earlier when I did my preview, you know, Hendry's already over as fuck, you know. And Connors, I mean, he's doing great as he's a great champion. Like, so just let it go. Like, let it ride for a little bit, and then, you know, we'll bring it back. And who knows, maybe next time they meet on pay-per-view, even if Angle's on it, guess what? Maybe they can get the headline spot. Hopefully. But yeah, damn good match right there. Loved it. Up next, we got Pacitti and Big Damo out back. It looks like they're just out back. Like, literally, it is just, they're outside, and Pacitti's just all uber excited. He's like, you got to destroy Martin Kirby. So we got our match signed for tonight. Big Damo versus Martin Kirby. Which I was beginning to wonder. I was like, where the hell's Kirby at? Like, I didn't hear any matches for him announced. I assumed he'd be fighting Damo, but excuse me, was not official, so I didn't say anything. So anyways, up next we get a Refuse to Lose rematch. Joe Coffey versus Suzuki, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, and this time, I mean, I'm guessing the pile driver bands lifted. Like, I honestly don't remember if they lifted it finally or what. Either way, but they never mentioned this was going to be a Noah rules match like last time, so I was like, yeah. And there was no El Desperado out there this time, so these two guys are going to fight each other. And dude, awesome. Like, seriously, if you liked their last match, that hard-hitting style, same thing here. Like, literally, it was just a brutal fucking match. My only complaint, and it's a minor one, because once again, as a fan, it was a great match. I just wish, Coffee would have went over in this one. Because, like, literally, Suzuki wins 2 in a row. But it didn't make Coffee look weak. That's the only thing. Like, he still looks strong as fuck. Got his ass handed to him. I don't want to get his ass handed to him, but he lost. But still, he looked strong doing it. And there's that that sign of respect. He shakes his hand afterwards. And of course, the commentator, which I don't know this dude at all, but the commentator's like, he don't do that to anybody. So this is a pretty big deal. Pretty cool. However, we get a little promo backstage where they're trying to get an interview with Coffee, and he's just not having it. He's pissed. Which I don't want to see Coffee turn heel. I don't at all. But, I don't know. Hopefully this does not go that route. Because, once again, he has nothing to be ashamed of. It was a damn good match. Yeah, like I said, just, I guess a personal note, I wish I would have seen Coffee win this match. But, once again, does not take away from the match. Solid match right there. Up next, we got Big Damo versus Martin Kirby, which was really awesome. However, if I got to do my least favorite match, and I know the Curb Crawlers are going to hate this would be it. And once again, nothing against this match at all. It's just that, dude, all the other, you stack them up to all the other matches, everything else was just fucking on point and awesome. And like I said, this was good. This was really good too. It was like, it's like if I had 9 kids. And I gotta kill one of them for some reason. I don't want to kill this one. It's horrible. I feel bad on the inside, but I gotta do it. Sorry, Big Damo Martin Kirby match, but you gotta do it. So that's it. It's ranked number 9 for me, but I'm not gonna say worst match of the night because that's an insult to the match. It's a damn good match. So solid match, and dude, we see Kirby hit the Sable Bomb because dude, what's great about this was Damo threw everything at Kirby, and Kirby kept getting up. Dude, he hit him with the finisher. What's it called? Like the plantation move, is it Ulster? I don't know. I'm horrible with the name. Anyways, he hits him with the fucking driver thing, and guess what? Kirby pops up. Awesome. And then of course he goes over to the corner, starts trying to belt him, and Kirby slips underneath him, grabs him, and Sable Bombs him off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Phenomenal. And then of course Parmesan gets pissed, and then he comes out because at this point now Damo, he's lost, but he goes ahead and shakes his hand. Which was a great feel-good moment. PG comes out. He was going to fire Damo. However, Damo was like, nope, I resign. And he, of course, we've known this for months because this has already been filmed, a while back ago. But he's like, I'm going to Orlando, NXT, baby. And, of course, the crowd goes nuts, which I'm happy for him. I really am. Hate to see him leave, obviously. But, I think he's big enough that I think he'll be okay. How's Noam Dar doing over there, by the way? Is he doing good? Cruiserweight title yet? No? Has he been on TV? No? Okay. Damo will be fine though. He's big enough. He'll find his way over there. So, but he they ended up doing a little bit where they scare Pachi and he runs off like a coward. And then Damo cuts an awesome promo. He says he's like I'll tell you right now, this time next year Kirby will be in NXT as well. Which I'm scared for Kirby because he has a perfect audience here, but he's a small guy, and I'm sorry, small people just don't make it in WWE. They just don't. But he cuts an awesome promo, and then he does. He said what I said earlier. That, he's been wrestling here since day one. Back when those the crowd's like 10 people, and now here it is, 2,600. And he goes, it's great to see it. Everything build up. And, the power of the WCPW has risen, and it's awesome. So yeah, just a really cool moment right there. And couldn't help but cheering. Like literally, he's been a bad guy for a while. He screwed over. He's trying to attack Kirby, take Kirby out, and the fans still gave him that cheer because fucking Damo. So yeah, really cool right there. Up next, we got the street fight for the WCPW Women's title. Special guest referee Melina, which I kind of forgot because I remember way back when, like before they started doing these tapings, they're like, Melina will be at the convention, and I assumed she's going to be at Refuse to Lose. When she didn't show up there, I just kind of forgot about her. And so, but she showed up here, which is really cool. We got Kimberly against Nixon Newell. Match itself was really good, and this is the match I was worried about. And I'm I'm not ashamed of that. For good reason. They put on a horrible match last time. Street fight, dude, it starts off outside and they tore it up. What was funny was the commentators, you know, they don't have the monitors. So whenever they're fighting, they're just like, ugh. I assume they're still fighting over there, you know. It was just really funny. Just doing what they could, to, you know, and they made it work. I mean, they you know, there was no dead spots, there was no dead air. They kept talking over it and everything, and they made it work. But yeah, the fight itself was really good. Didn't get quite as brutal as I was hoping. The crowd was chanting, "We want tables." I agree. I was like, it'd be a table, but I was like, I want this thing to get brutal, you know, because the B. Priestley Nixon Newell match was just insane, and I was hoping this one would be about the same. Still a damn good match, still entertaining. Nixon wins, which was awesome. Hits the Canadian Destroyer, hits it right. Oh, I'm proud of both of them. Seriously, you guys did an awesome job. And like I said, you didn't get on the crap list this time. You guys aren't the worst match. It was incredible. And then after the match, after Nixon's celebrating, Kimberly gets back up, goes after her, misses her. Then when she turns back around, Melina takes her down. Awesome moment. And you know what, with Melina, because when you think of like the great women of former WWF or whatever, I'm sorry, she don't really make that list just because she was only there for a short while, and it was during like the Ruthless, aggression era. So like whenever I heard she was coming, I was like, eh. But seeing her, and after seeing her reaction, because she goes out there, dude, the crowd goes nuts, and dude, like you can see, dude, she's like almost about to tear up, and it was just a great moment. You're like, you know what? I'm happy for it. That's awesome right there. And then of course after she hits the move, makes it look awesome. And then of course, dude, the crowd was nuts. And once again, dude, just look on. If you watch the video again, just look at Melina's face. Like you can just tell, dude, she's about to break. Like it's a great feeling. You're just like, oh, that's awesome right there. But yeah, she raises up Nixon Newell's hand, and they walk out together, and it's just awesome. So yeah, great match. Congratulations, ladies. Awesome match, and you know what? Good stuff. Up next, we get Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle. They cut various promos on each other, or hyping up this match, and we get the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Kurt Angle. And dude, this match had, like, once again, I'm angry. I'm like, no, this shouldn't be the main event. Like, the fact that, like, I get it. Like, I know why they put the WCPW title so far down the list, because, they're going to divide it in half. So it kind of was like, it's going to be the main event of today's show. I get that. However, I'm just like, come on, no. But when this match is, when you hear the promos, when you know the history, and Cody Rhodes did win that first bout, and the commentators talking, and they get him out in the ring, and of course the lights come down, and the ring announcers give him the opening introductions. It has this big fight feel, and you're watching. I'm thinking to myself like, dude, this is like pay-per-view quality right here. Like literally, this could have been at Refuse to Lose. And it would have just been as phenomenal as anything else that was on that card. And so as I'm watching the match, it does kind of like go in my mind like, okay, you know what? I still disagree, but I see why this is the main event. Like this actually feels. This has more of a main event feel, unfortunately, than Connors and Hendry. And I don't know who's to blame for that, but it is what it is. But the match itself was really good. Cody Rhodes goes down early with an ankle injury, which I really like because he does sell that the entire time. And because it starts off, they're just kind of goofing off, and having a lot of fun out there. And then of course when they start wrestling, Cody Rhodes, jumps over him, and when he does, he lands on his ankle, weird, and he rolls outside. So right then once again, I figured Angle's going to win anyway. If you heard my preview, that's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, I was like, that's awesome because right now his ankle's hurt early on. The match itself was really good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Literally, both of you guys are doing awesome. Angle puts on a hell of a clinic in there. Great stuff. And then it ends with the ankle lock. And of course, Cody Rhodes has no choice but to tap. So Angle wins, and then he leaves, and Cody Rhodes once again gives another promo. Kind of similar to the one he gave before. And I loved it because he said, like, he don't give a damn what, WWF says, or WWE, sorry. His name is Cody Rhodes, because there's been a whole, you can't use his last name, in major promotions, which I honestly think is bullshit, because I'm like, really, come on. He's Dusty's kid. That's retarded. And the fact that WWF is enforcing that just makes him look even shittier, because like, come on, man, really? Like, his dad just died a couple years ago. This is the family wrestling name, and you guys are gonna like just be dicks about it and try to withhold that? Ridiculous. But awesome promo at the end he cuts, and then he says he wants to make WCPW his British home. Like when he comes back to Britain, this is where he wants to be. And that is awesome, dude. I mean, I just literally, like I said, you know, before when he was challenging for the title, like he made it, like, you know, people, you know, when they traveled through indies and they challenged for the top belt, like, you know, they're not going to win it because, you know, clearly they're traveling. They got, you know, other things to do. So, and you get the sense when other people would challenge for the belt, they didn't really care as much for the belt. It's just almost like going through the motions. But he made it seem like he actually wanted that belt. Like, he was like, damn it, I'm here. That's the top prize in this company. I want that. And he just added a little bit more, I don't know, legitimacy to it all. Made it feel more, you know, special. And so it was just great. So like I said, he caps off a hell of a match with a hell of a promo. And yeah, I can't wait till he comes back. Can't wait till he comes back. So guys, that was it. That was True Legacy. Once again, I think it was phenomenal. Like I said, from top to bottom. Like I said, my only issue was just the buffering, which I'm not gonna lie, mid card, I started getting a little irritable. Like I was like, come on! Like that should have been my reaction video. It wouldn't just be me reacting to the match. It would just been me reacting to some of the buffering. But overall, I cut through that crap. Damn good event, really was. And like I said, I think it was better than Refuse to Do. I think it was probably one of the better special events they've had, in all honesty. So, all around, guys, check it out. There now, you guys need to get the extra, just, you know, not just for this one, but dude, Delete. WCPW Delete comes up, or I guess Delete WCPW is coming up. And dude, that's what I'm really pumped for, because I'm a big Matt Hardy fan, so I cannot wait to see that. And there's no reason not to have it, that's all I'm saying. But guys, thank you guys for watching. You know, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know, if you guys watched, let me know down below what you thought of the event. Let me know if you also had trouble with the buffering. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video. Oh, that thumb and love right there. That's just weird as fuck. And then, of course, follow me over on Twitter at WCPW Review Guy 1. Guys, thank you once again for watching. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be doing my top 10. We'll see what changes on that one, because I think there'll be a lot of changes tomorrow. So, all right, guys, all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.